Hi, everyone. Welcome again to Enjoy English School. I'm Bruce.
I'm Anthony.
Yesterday, we started to talk about an interesting topic for us anyway, cleaning the River Thames with robot sharks, which of course talks about the problems of pollution and what we should do about them to make our world safer and cleaner. Today we continue talking about some of the things people are doing to improve the health and safety of the River Thames, which yesterday we introduced as the largest river in the UK. And it's especially important and famous because of the city of London with its 8 or 9 million residents. And it's the center of politics and industry in the UK.
没错，我们昨天呢就介绍到泰晤士河，它是一个非常非常重要的河流。那它今天呢，我们昨天的话主要是在讲到说泰晤士河的污染问题。那我们在今天的主题里面还会顺便说一下我们昨天提到的科技产物如何去解决泰晤士河污染问题。老师刚刚也特别提到说，泰晤士河它流经了非常非常多重要的城市，也包含了这个伦敦这个首都嘛。那首都的话住了大概800-900万人左右，好，非常重要的城市。那我们来赶快看看今天的主题吧。
Cleaning the River Thames with robot sharks. Water pollution has been recognized as a serious global problem that affects not only oceans but also lakes and rivers. The River Thames, which serves millions of people along its 346-kilometer course, has been no exception. Many plans have been carried out to clean the river, but new problems have required more creative ideas. With the increase in single-use plastics, plastic waste has become a major source of water pollution. Microplastics in particular are a threat to about 125 species of fish that live in the River Thames. The amount of plastic waste in the river is among the highest in the world. To address the problem, the sparkling water brand Aqua Libra teamed up with Rand Marine Technology to develop a robot shark. It is a machine that is powered by batteries. The robot shark can gather up to 500 kilograms of plastic waste per day. The machine is called the Waste Shark and is modeled after a whale shark. It also uses 15 different sensors to collect data about the river, such as its temperature, depth, and oxygen levels. Unless we stop using single-use plastics, important tools like the Waste Shark will always be needed for fighting water pollution.
Okay, let's look at our first sentence of our first paragraph. Water pollution has been recognized as a serious global problem that affects not only oceans, but also lakes and rivers. And we talked something about this yesterday because the River Thames, of course, it's a river, so it's a long length of water. And originally, it was clean enough to drink and bathe in and put on the crops and give to your animals and so on. But as the population grew more and more industry, which produces, unfortunately, a lot of pollution too, the situation changed so that they had to recognize that pollution was a serious problem for their river, but the same thing was happening around the world. And it became a global problem because rivers empty into oceans. And so that pollution goes into oceans along with the pollution of other rivers and countries. And we now have a serious problem trying to clear up the rivers and the lakes as well as our oceans.
所以在这边的话，我们第一段里面就告诉你说，这个水污染的问题其实不止在泰晤士河，它其实是一个全球的议题哦。你看第一句话就讲说 ，Water pollution has been recognized as 就是被视为、被认定为 a serious global problem。这个 global 指的是全球的这个问题哦。That affects not only oceans， 不只是影响到我们的海洋哦。But also lakes and rivers， 好，所以它也影响到了湖泊啦、河川啦等等，它都受到了影响。
The River Thames, which serves millions of people along its 346-kilometer course, has been no exception. It's just another river with just another 8 or 9 million people living just in London and probably 20 or 30 million people along the whole river. So of course it's going to be polluted, but it's not the only river in the world with this problem.
Yeah, 没错，所以在这边告诉你讲说 The River Thames, which serves millions of people along its 346-kilometer course, 他就讲到说，哦，原来这个泰晤士河全长这个水道呢，河道呢，差不多全长是346公里这么长。然后呢，当然在伦敦的话，老师刚刚讲说800-900万，那沿着这个河岸这样一路这样去算的话，大概是2-3千万人左右的这种生活都会受到影响嘛。所以这边这句话就讲说，这个泰晤士河它呢，就是让这么多人 millions of 数百万人 millions of people， 好，在它346公里长的这个河道上面，数百万人去维持他们的生计 has been no exception， 也不例外，也遭受到水污染这样的威胁。
Many plans have been carried out to clean the river, but new problems have required more creative ideas. So the problem of pollution has been a long history. The more people, the more industry, the more tourists, then the dirtier the river. Well, yes, they've started to clean it up, starting from the middle of the 19th century. And now, pretty soon, it will be 2 centuries of working on the river. It's still not as clean as it was originally.
没错，所以说他这边从1850年开始一路这样努力的不断去清理泰晤士河嘛。如果说到了今年2023年，再过差不多25年，这样等于就是2个世纪的时间了，来清理这个河道，对不对？好，在这边的话讲说 ，many plans， 很多很多的计划 have been carried out， 去实施了 to clean the river， 好，想办法要清理这个泰晤士河。But new problems have required more creative ideas。好，但是呢，新的问题呢，需要有更多更有创意的想法才能够解决哦。
Okay, that finishes our first paragraph. We have 2 more, which means we have 2 more breaks, like this one. Okay, now let's take a look at our second paragraph. With the increase in single-use plastics, plastic waste has become a major source of water pollution. We told you in the 19th century and most of the 20th century, the problems were physical, human waste, animal waste, industrial waste, things you could see and maybe control. But plastic, which really didn't get going until the middle of the last century, that's a different story. It was new and people thought, oh, it's wonderful. They didn't realize, though, that plastic can also cause its own pollution.
没错，所以这事实上呢，大概塑胶的话，老师刚刚提到说，也差不多是这近几十年，还开始慢慢去发展出来的嘛。以前就觉得哇，好方便哦，但殊不知塑胶本身呢，它也会造成水污染里面非常重要的一个问题。所以你看这个地方，第一段的地方，他说 ，with the increase in single-use plastics。这边注意一下 plastics， 好，它这边是名词，它指的是塑胶制品。那它前面一个形容词 single use， 其实就是指一次性使用的。我记得好像在好几个月之前，我们在那个解析英语里面有提到那个 plastic straws， 好，就是那种塑胶吸管的这种发展史。那它这边呢，它提到这种 single use。好，大家特别注意，它中间有一个 hyphen， 就是要把它连起来变成一个形容词来使用，一次性使用的塑胶制品 ，single-use plastic products。好，这个词的话，常常在翻译中出现，务必要记得。所以这边整句话意思就是说 ，with the increase in single-use plastics， 随着这种一次性的塑胶制品不断的增加，好呢。Plastic waste has become a major source of water pollution。所以在水污染里面，好，这件事情里面，塑胶垃圾呢，已经变成水污染的一个主要的来源，这真的是很严重的问题。
Microplastics, in particular, are a threat to about 125 species of fish that live in the River Thames. So plastic is very convenient, very handy. It's light, it's not expensive, but little pieces of plastic are coming off the big piece of plastic. Little pieces, you and I can't see them, but they are there, and they can kill wildlife.
没错，所以说很多时候虽然说塑胶很方便，但它所造成的一些微小的塑胶，因为它没有办法被生物分解嘛，所以到后来就鱼啊吃掉它之后，就会伤害到非常非常多海洋的生物。所以你看这边这句话 ，microplastics， 好，就是塑胶微粒，好，特别 in particular， 就是指特别是这种塑胶微粒呢 ，are a threat to something， 是造成了什么什么东西的威胁啊，也就是变成前面这个东西是后面东西的一种威胁。他说 are a threat to about 125 species of fish。好，它会对于大概125种生活在这种泰晤士河的鱼种造成威胁。他说这个 fish that live in the River Thames， 好，就是住在这个泰晤士河里面。那这些塑胶微粒吃下去之后，可能就会造成一些问题。刚刚我有提到另外一个重要字汇，常常在翻译中出现的就是可生物分解，这个字叫做 biodegradable。bio 就是 bio， 指的是生物。degrade D-E-G-R-A-D-E 是指分解的意思，但如果你今天要把这个 biodegradable 把它写出来的话，你要把 degrade 后面的 e 先去掉，再加 A-B-L-E， 所以整个字就变成 B-I-O-D-E-G-R-A-D-A-B-L-E biodegradable 就是可生物分解的意思。
As you continue to learn more and more English, and maybe at higher levels, that is a word that you will see more than once.
没错。
Okay, we'll finish with the final sentence here. In this paragraph, the amount of plastic waste in the river is among the highest in the world. What this means really is the industry that is in this area and the human lifestyles, so many people, you know how it goes. They drink some coffee in a plastic container and then carelessly throw it away. Then the wind blows it into the river, or people just dump garbage into the river at the beginning, from the start. Unfortunately, it's very polluted, among the highest in the world, which means it has one of the highest. The most pollution, maybe not the most, but one of the most polluted rivers with plastic in the world.
没有错。所以这边的话，他告诉你说 ，the amount of plastic waste in the river 在泰晤士河里面所造成的这种塑胶垃圾的污染呢 ，is among the highest in the world， 在全世界各个的河流、湖泊啊，或是海洋等等所造成污染里面，它的污染程度呢，算是名列前茅的。虽然说名列前茅通常是指好的事物，但在这种事情上，我们还是不要名列前茅的好哦。它是位于世界前列，污染程度比较严重的一个河流。
Right. Okay, we'll take a short break and come back and finish today's lesson, which is the last in day 2. Okay, our final paragraph begins with this sentence. To address the problem, the sparkling water brand Aqua Libra teamed up with Ran Marine Technology to develop a robot shark. The reason it's in quotations is because people won't believe it otherwise. It is an industrial product, but hang on, we'll get there. If you address a problem, that means you deal with it. You focus on it with the intention or hope of trying to solve that problem. Of course, the problem is microplastics in water, in rivers, and in the ocean. Now, Aqua Libra is one of the hundreds of companies around the world that prepares water, usually in plastic bottles, and then when you're thirsty on a hot summer day, you can drink it anywhere. It's convenient, it's good for your health, but it can end up as a source of pollution as well. So that company, the water company, Aqua Libra, they went to a technology company, Ran Marine. Marine refers to the ocean or the sea. I don't know what Ran refers to here, doesn't matter. They said, look, we need to clean up our river, the River Thames, and we know that our product, we're not throwing it into the water, but a lot of people do. Can you think of any way we can get rid of the plastic that is already in the river?
没错，所以这边的话你就注意到，老师把这个过程呢就告诉你一下，有一个画面感，对不对？他这句话呢讲说 to address the problem，address 就是解决或是试图去解决的。好，这个字的话 address 非常非常重要，常常我们提到说 address environmental issues， 好，去解决环境污染的这些议题啊等等。address 这个是一个非常重要的重点的这个动词哦。好，为了要解决这个问题呢，The sparkling water brand 好，就是气泡水的品牌叫做 Aqua Libra， 好 ，teamed up with 就是跟谁合作的意思，跟另外一家公司合作，这家公司名叫做 Ran Marine Technology， 他就跑去找这个 Ran Marine Technology， 他说，我们希望能够你们制造出一个什么样的机器，这样子的话就可以把所有泰晤士河里面会产生的这些塑胶的这种垃圾把它清掉，好那样的感觉。To develop a robot shark， a robot shark 就是那种机器的，好 robot 就是机器嘛，然后 shark 的话就是那种鲨鱼，机器鲨鱼专吃这种塑胶垃圾的这种robot shark。
And in case you don't believe that, the next sentence starts to tell us about what it is and maybe how they make it. It is a machine. It's not a real shark. It's a machine that is powered by batteries. Well, most machines are powered by little batteries or larger batteries, and that's how the thing moves. It doesn't swim. It's not alive, so it has to be powered by something. Batteries is the way they power their robot sharks.
好，所以后面告诉你说 ，it is a machine， 它是一个机器 that is powered by batteries。它呢是用电池来提供动力的，毕竟它就是机器嘛，它又不是真的这种鲨鱼，对不对？所以它的话需要电池来提供电力。
The robot shark can gather up to 500 kilograms of plastic waste per day. So I don't know how they make it swim in the River Thames, but they put it into the water and it has computers and lenses to see things. 500 kilograms a day each robot shark. If you have a fleet of them, F-L-E-E-T refers to a large number of things on or in the water. A fleet of ships, for example. If you have a fleet of robot sharks, even if you have just 20, well, that would be...
Well, that would be 10,000 kilograms. Of
tons, isn't it?
Yeah, 10,000 kilograms. Yeah.
10,000
that would be
kilograms.
10 tons.
100 tons?
10 tons.
10 tons. This is an English program, not math.
OK 好，所以这边的话，老师就讲了，他说 The robot shark， 好，这样子一只的这种机器鲨鱼呢 ，can gather up to 500 kilograms of plastic waste per day， 一天呢就可以收集到500公斤左右的这种塑胶垃圾。所以我们刚刚就在算呢，如果说今天你送出一批。fleet of， 通常这个 fleet 是指舰队的意思，通常是指船啊，好几艘船出去变成一个舰队。fleet of robot sharks， 好，如果送一批可能是20只的话，那一只吃500公斤，那这样一路的话就有1万公斤嘛，对不对？1万公斤的话，如果除以1000的话，就等于是可以吃掉10吨这么多的塑胶垃圾。
The machine is called the waste shark.And is modeled after a whale shark. A lot of sharks here. The robot shark is the one we first introduced. Now, the waste shark is the name of, it is the official company name for a product that they make, waste shark. Now, waste is pollution, things we don't like. With shark, put it together and it looks interesting, so people may pay more attention to your product. And the waste shark is modeled after a real shark. The whale shark is the largest shark in the many, many, many species of sharks. It's big. It's bigger than this room.
没错，所以在这边的话呢，它外形上面呢，它告诉你说 ，the machine is called the waste shark. Waste 就是那个这些废料嘛，对不对？这种 plastic waste。然后 shark 当然指的是呢动物的形状嘛，所以 waste shark 是它的这个名称。And it's modeled after a whale shark. A whale shark 是真正的海洋生物，叫做鲸鲨。这个鲸呢，就是鲸鱼的鲸，好，鲨就是鲨鱼的鲨，这是一个非常非常大的一个生物。它的那个外形的话，主要是用真正的海洋生物鲸鲨来做的。
Now remember, the adjective tells us a quality of the noun, but the noun is the base. So it's a shark, it's a machine that primarily looks like a shark, but a big one, so it looks like a whale shark.
没错。
It's not a whale, it's a machine.
It's a machine. Okay.
It, the whale shark, also uses 15 different sensors to collect data about the river, such as its temperature, depth, and oxygen levels. So it's a machine, but as I said earlier, there are computers in it and there are sensors, all kinds of modern machinery that can see around it. It knows where it's going. It can find plastic, and we'll find out what it does with the plastic in a moment.
没错，它那里面有非常多的精密的仪器哦，所以来告诉你说 ，it also uses， 它也使用了 15 different sensors. Sensor 指的就是感应器，用15种不同的感应器呢 ，to collect data about the river. 这个字 data 你可以念成 data or data 都可以，指的是资料。它用15种不同感应器去收集这个水里头的，这个泰晤士河里面的这种资讯。什么资讯呢 ？Such as its temperature 可能是水温啦 ，depth 深度啦。And oxygen levels 或它的水的这种含氧量啦等等，去收集这些资讯。
Unless we stop using single-use plastics, important tools like the waste shark will always be needed for fighting water pollution. So it seems as though we have a solution, an answer to the problem we've been talking about it. In general, pollution in rivers, specifically plastic pollution in rivers. The real problem is the single-use plastics. As I mentioned before, you buy a kind of coffee that is in a plastic container, you drink it, and it ends up in the river. You only use that cup or bottle once. There's your single use. If you buy, that doesn't mean you shouldn't buy plastic, because plastic can be used again and again and again and again, but don't throw it away carelessly.
OK， 我们来看这句话，他说 ，Unless we stop using single-use plastics。所以这边他提到说，除非我们真的停止去使用这些一次性的这种塑胶制品 ，important tools like the waste shark 不然的话呢 ，waste shark 这样的这种科技产品呢，很重要的这种东西呢，就会一直被使用 ，will always be needed。就不然的话，我们一直需要这样的东西。For fighting water pollution 来对抗水污染的问题，所以意思就是说，我们必须要慢慢开始从根源做起，尽量减少使用一次性的塑胶制品，不然我们未来会需要更多这样的东西来帮助我们打击这个水污染的问题。
Okay, that's it for today's lesson, and it's it for yesterday's lesson as well. This was a 2-day lesson on the River Thames and plastics pollution in the River Thames and around the world. Hope you learned something from it, and please save Mother Nature.
没错。
Until the next time,
拜拜。
bye-bye.